Good day, nurses. So, let's first discuss your Alzheimer's disease. Okay? So, pag sinabi kasi nating Alzheimer's disease, that is also being called as your tinatawag na senile dementia. Okay? Your Alzheimer's disease, the other name of this sakit, okay, is actually your senile dementia. So, pag sinabi kasi nating Alzheimer's disease yan, that is an irreversible, no, neurodegenerative disorder that is characterized by decline in patients' activities of daily living and cognitive abilities as well as changes in their behavior. So, when it comes to the involvement of this sabi natin kanina, nagkakaroon po ng impairment in their cognition or in their cognitive abilities. Okay, so ano yung mga affected tawag dito aspects, no, when it comes to your cognitive natin, we have your judgment. Okay, nagkakaroon sila ng impaired judgment, nagkakaroon sila ng problem when it comes to their insights, and of course, their memory. So, ito yung pinaka-affected your memory. Okay, so usually lahat kasi nung natin ng mga neurological disorders, the cause of it is actually unknown. Okay, they don't have any exact known cause kung bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng problem with your nervous system or yung mga neurological disorders natin. So, aside from that one, what are the predisposing factors, no, that actually increases your chance to develop your Alzheimer's disease? Okay, number one, we have your age. Okay, and as well as with the substances. So, yung age natin, usually, no, tawag dito, yung mga patients natin that are actually 60 and above are have that higher chance to develop your Alzheimer's disease. And of course, when it comes to the substances, anong mnemonics natin dito, we have your Lana. Okay, Lana Del Rey. Kasi pangit naman kapag anal yung gagamitin natin na mnemonics for this one. So, Lana na lang yung gamitin natin. So, what are the substances that can actually predispose you to have Alzheimer's? Number one, we have your lead. So, saan natin natatagpuan yung mga lead natin? Natatagpuan natin yun sa mga gasoline, no? Old gasoline, and of course, yung mga paints natin. Okay? And aside from that one, we also have here your arsenic. So, saan natin naman matatagpuan yung arsenic natin? It can be found in your mga seafoods natin. Like your mga crustaceans. Bakit nga ba siya tinawag kasi na crustaceans? No? It's because crustacean, they can be found in the crust of the oceans. No? That is why tinawag silang crustaceans. So, they can actually be mga scavengers sila, or they can sinasagap nila lahat ng mga toxic substances down there. Okay, yung mga natin, yung mga seafoods natin, meron sila mga component na arsenic. And of course, aside from that, we also have your nicotine, okay, that can be found in your cigarettes. And of course, we have your aluminum. Okay, so sa aluminum natin, no, okay, that is why they are not recommending, no, yung mga patients natin that are 60 years old and beyond to have yung mga aluminum-based na antacids natin kasi it will predispose them to develop your Alzheimer's disease. And tandaan natin, class, no, that this three, your lead, your arsenic, and your nicotine can be found in your cigarettes. Okay? That is why kapag ikaw smoker ka, okay, you have a higher chance to develop your Alzheimer's disease. Kasi sabi natin kanina, it is actually one of the predisposing factors, no? You have your age and your substances. So, when it comes to its pathologic basis, so pinapasadahan lang natin to, ha, hindi natin siya dinidiscuss in toto. Okay? Para lang maintindihan yung mga gamot natin later on. Okay? When it comes to the pathologic basis natin, the problem is that kapag nagkaroon ka ng Alzheimer's disease is that nagkakaroon ka ng decrease in your acetylcholine. And sabi natin your acetylcholine, kanina, this is actually an excitatory na neurotransmitters that are actually abundant in your parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? So, what are the assessments, no, for patients who have this disease? So, what is the hallmark sign? Ano ulit ibig sabihin ng hallmark? That is yung sakit na hindi dapat, that is the clinical manifestation na hindi dapat mawala sa isang disorder. So, what is the hallmark sign of your Alzheimer's disease is that nagkakaroon ka ng dementia. Okay, ano bang ibig sabihin ng dementia, sir? That is your tinatawag na immediate forgetfulness. Okay, immediate forgetfulness. So, paano ba natin ma-differentiate yung ating tawag dito, amnesia with your dementia. So, pag sinabi kasi nating dementia, no, ang problem with this one class is that, tawag dito, like for, ano mga example, na pwedeng ikaw ay nagkaroon ng dementia, it's, for example, pupunta ka sana sa second floor for you to get your book, no, or iinom ka ng tubig, but then, nung nakarating ka na sa second floor, nakalimutan mo na kung anong gagawin mo. So, nagkaroon ka ng immediate forgetfulness, that is your dementia. Okay? So, ang kinakalimutan natin, no, when it comes to the pathophysiologic basis natin, sabi natin kanina, bakit nagkakaroon ng decrease, no, in your acetylcholine? It's because nagkakaroon ng, there are presence, no, of your plaques and tangles. Okay, nagkakaroon ng presence of your plaques and tangles in your, tawag dito, yung mga, yung sa ating mga neurons, no, that is why it will block, no, yung neurons natin to have, tawag dito, yung mga signals natin. Okay, yun yung kinatawag natin na plaques and tangles that is being present, no, in your patients who have, tawag dito, in your patients who have Alzheimer's disease. Kasi nagkaroon siya ng decrease in your acetylcholine because of the presence of your plaques and tangles natin. Okay, so let's continue with your assessment. Bakit nagka-aside sa ano natin, yung mga dementia-related ano natin? So first, una, no, yung hallmark sign natin, okay, nagkakaroon siya ng dementia and then manganganak yan ng iba't ibang symptoms. That includes your A for apraxia, agnosia, aphasia, and your decrease in your tawag dito, executive functioning natin. So first muna with your apraxia. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng apraxia, sir? Ibig sabihin ng apraxia class, it's the inability to perform or nagkakaroon ka ng dysfunction to perform your activities of daily living. Okay, aside from that one, for your agnosia naman, ibig sabihin ng agnosia, nagkakaroon ka ng, okay, you cannot acknowledge, no, objects and people, or ibig sabihin nun, you cannot recognize objects or people. Okay, nakakalimutan yung mga bagay kung saan ba dapat ito gagamitin, or nakakalimutan mo yung pangalan ng mga tao, or you cannot recognize or acknowledge a person or mga objects na din. And aside from that one, we also have your aphasia. Ibig sabihin ng aphasia, class pag aphasia, it's not that pag sa Alzheimer's disease kasi it's not that meron siyang problem when it comes to your speech. Ibig sabihin lang ng aphasia, nagkakaroon siya ng problem sa ano, okay, nakakalimutan yung sasabihin niya. Nagkakaroon siya ng inability to think kung ano ba yung sasabihin niya or ano yung content ng kanyang sasabihin. And of course, nagkakaroon din sila ng decrease, no, when it comes to the executive function. Ano ba yung mga executive function na tinatawag natin? We have your personality. We also have your wandering. And also your mnemonic disturbances. Okay, ibig sabihin ng ating mga, nagkakasabi nga natin, no, nagkakaroon ng changes, no, in their behavior. It's because nagkakaroon ng decrease or nagkakaroon ng abnormal or dysfunction, no, when it comes to their executive functioning. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng wandering, sir? Ibig sabihin ng wandering, di ba nakakalimutan nga nila, no? May nakakalimot sila, which is your dementia. Okay, so that's why nakakalimutan nila kung saan sila nakatira. Okay, so they tend to wander around. Okay, yung mga patient natin na may Alzheimer's, no? Okay, pakalat-kalat sila. Kasi nakakalimutan nila kung bakit sila, or nakakalimutan nila kung, for example, di ba, yung mga patients natin na may Alzheimer's that nakakatakas yung mga yan and then nawawala sila. It's because hindi na nila alam kung saan sila uuwi. Okay? It's because of your dementia. And aside from that one, when it comes to your mnemonic disturbances naman, ibig sabihin nun, that is your failure, no, to learn new information. Okay? So, in relation to this one, nakakalimutan nila yung mga numbers and letters natin. So, that is your mnemonic disturbances. So, these are your assessment, no, when you're going to assess your patients who have Alzheimer's disease. So, what are the medications under your Alzheimer's disease? We have your acetylcholinesterase or your cholinesterase inhibitors na tinatawag. So, ang ginagawa kasi ng ating acetylcholinesterase, okay, it blocks, no, the action of your cholinesterase at your cholinergic receptor site. So, ano ba itong acetylcholinesterase na to, sir? Your acetylcholinesterase class, this is actually an enzyme mo that is responsible para i-break down yung ating mga acetylcholine. Sabi natin, when it comes to the pathophysiologic basis of your of this disease is that nagkakaroon ka ng decrease, no, in your level of your acetylcholine. It's because nagkakaroon ng presence of your tangles and your plaques in your neurons. So ngayon, ang ginagawa ng ating enzyme na to, it break down your, or it breaks, okay? This enzyme is actually responsible for breaking down your acetylcholine. That is why we're going to block this action of this enzyme. Okay, aside from that one, okay, so yung ating mga cholinesterase inhibitors, meron kasing dalawang klase yan. It can actually be reversible, and of course, meron din tayong mga irreversible na acetylcholinesterase. Ano yung mga reversible acetylcholinesterase natin? We have your ambibonium, ambenonium, your donazepam, your galantamine, endroponium. Okay, tandaan niyo ng class, no, yung ating kapatid or kambal kasi, no, or the brother of this disease, your Alzheimer's disease, is your myasthenia gravis or gravis. Okay, wherein ang problem nila when it comes to their pathophysiological basis is that nagkakaroon sila ng decrease in their level of your acetylcholine. Okay, so aside from that one, we also have your guanidine, your neostigmine. Okay, ginagamit kasi natin sa mga patient na merong merong myasthenia gravis. Okay, your pyridostigmine, your rivastigmine, and your tacrine. So, on the other hand naman, sabi natin meron din tayong mga irreversible na acetylcholinesterase. We have your organophosphates and your carbamates. But then this mga klase ng ating mga irreversible acetylcholinesterase, ginagamit natin sila primarily as toxic agents, or ginagamit yan sa mga sa mga tawag dito, sa mga insecticides, no, and pesticides natin. Ngayon, yung i-discuss lang natin, we have your rivastigmine, kasi usually, no, ito yung ginagamit natin na tawag dito na acetylcholinesterase natin, or your cholinesterase inhibitors natin. So, ang ginagawa kasi ng ating rivastigmine, it usually treat your mild to moderate dementia of your Alzheimer's disease. So, what are the tawag dito, what are the side effects of this medication is that it causes your nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, anorexia, and weight loss. Therefore, nasa exam nyo to, okay, the most common side effect of your rivastigmine is that nagkakaroon ka ng GI distress. Okay, and aside from that one, when you're going to administer this kind of medication, we have to, tawag dito, we have to be cautious enough. Lalo kapag si patient meron siyang PUD or your peptic ulcer diseases, meron siyang bradycardia, meron siyang sick sinus syndrome, urinary retention, and mga lung disease. It's because this medication, your rivastigmine, it can actually enhance, no? Okay, it can actually enhance yung ating cholinergic transmission kasi nga sabi natin kanina, acetylcholinesterase. Okay, it enhances your cholinergic transmission that can actually intensify the mga sakit or yung mga symptoms ng sakit na to. So, that's it for your Alzheimer's disease, including your, tawag dito, your acetylcholinesterase or your cholinesterase inhibitors medication.